did my very best at least I can sleep, man. I know I did my best, man.
Yeah.
And that's all I can do when it's said and done. I did my very best. Just saying, do what you can and accept what you can.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Or wait for the moment when you can. You know? That's how I try to.
I like that line for the book, actually.
Thanks. But basically, that's how I got back into the accounting industry. My boss, rest in peace, my beloved comrade, Mr. Lavin Hood. After working at Liberty, I actually did go start working for Liberty. So I was working with the IRS through my partnership with the IRS, the nonprofit, as well as working with the for-profit Liberty Tax, and actually got Liberty Tax to actually do some free tax returns, which was good for publicity for them. No other entity had been doing that inside of Liberty Tax, and it was actually unique to that franchise, because they were the only ones that were doing it. And after that, the franchises, actually Liberty Tax and H&R Block, started doing some free tax returns the following year. And I also actually started the first entrepreneur program, or was interested involved with starting the first entrepreneur program at the LA Urban League, which unfortunately has closed down now. As well as the VITA program, which was the free tax preparation. And then I was still staying at the transitional home. So what happened was the owners of Liberty Tax got to the point where I was, after post-tax season, well, the partnership with the IRS, they have, besides, I'm just not just a tax preparer, I'm a junior accountant. So it's a big difference, Jay. I actually got a lot more extensive training and knowledge and expertise than the traditional tax preparers at the H&R Blocks, Liberty Tax, and Instant Tax, because they train their tax preparers good enough, because the software is so sophisticated now to almost anyone can do it. But that doesn't necessarily mean the tax return is prepared correctly. So without understanding the underlying laws, you're not necessarily providing the taxpayer with the full benefits of the tax loss. That's when the benefits and value of that tax preparer comes in. So post-tax season, Liberty Tax and H&R Blocks, they usually close their doors. Well, guess who was the only one that was still generating income? Through the Tax Counseling and Education Partnership. People who had outstanding tax liabilities and needed tax resolutions were coming and calling me for tax resolutions. So I would do offers and compromises and installment plans through my partnership, which ended up being involved into a partnership with Liberty Tax through my ex-boss, Lavin Hood. But it ended up coming to a point where they became financially strapped and they couldn't pay me a few $1,000s. So, not as well as being a tax professional, my ex-boss, he was also a real estate agent. So he was poised with being a custodian for some of the properties that some of the other partners in the Liberty Tax own. Who were attorneys and ex-football players, and actually one was a telecom professional too. So the property that he lived in was about $1 million property in Windsor Hills. So he used to come and pick me up from the transition home, and he asked me how things were. Like, it's cool. So when it came to the point where they owed me a few $1,000s and they couldn't pay, like, look, man, I'm just do the right thing. I want you to move in with me. And it got to the point where even that home got jeopardized already. Now I was the only person who could really, really afford it. And credit-wise, could afford it at the time. So I moved me in, and then, man, a couple months after that, I lost my buddy, man. And I lost my buddy, man. So after I stayed there, and his nephew and I, we started our own another company called Check Tax. That's when we started Check Tax.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I opened the facility that you saw.
Yeah.
Met me around the corner. I still have both facilities across the street in there, and we moved there for expansion purposes. And then we had a 15 cubicle office facility, 4 private offices. Conference room and stuff like that. And then stayed there for about a little over a year till not too long ago.
Oh, no.
Opened this up, and the reason for that was basically my landlord tripled my rent, and
Yeah, that's
this
crazy.
has a little bit more of a visibility element to it.
Yeah.
So,
I think this is a good spot, actually.
thanks. And probably gonna take over the other building over there, which has a stage, and move all the media production facilities over there, and keep this as an accounting, training,
Not a bad
computer
idea.
facility, so to keep the 2 operations sort of separate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the plan.
Well, I think it's a great story. This is really helpful, just getting all this
Yeah.
recorded, and I think it'll help me going through it.
Thanks.
Um,
Appreciate it.